we're joined by Max Amordeluso, lead evangelist for Amazon Alexa in Europe. Now, according to Max, there's a wonderful voice assistant future ahead of us, where Alexa will be there for us in ways we couldn't have even thought of just a few months ago. To tell us more, please give a very warm welcome to Max.
That's great. So now you can. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Max Amordeluso. Thank you, Melissa, for introducing. Oh, there she is. Well, awesome. Yes. And very happy to be here. It's a great festival. Love the vibe. And I will be speaking with you about a couple of things today. So obviously, Alexa, as in, I'll give you a brief overview of what is voice, why we're doing this, and why maybe you want to check this trend out. Voice user interfaces, why they're going to be more and more used by people around. I will also introduce something that is very personally dear to me, is a specific usage of these devices and voice user interfaces in general, which is to leverage and to try to extend, to do what we can to extend independence for older adults. And this is hence the title, so for the wiser. The wiser ones are obviously the older ones. Let's start by setting the stage. Some of you might not be familiar with what Alexa is. Let me just show you a brief video that should get you a little bit set. And it would be nice with the sound, but let's see. I can try to narrate it really fast, but it's not going to work as well. So. All right. So, well, it has a specific flavor muted. So let's try to walk this through while we figure it out. So basically, we have a user on a bus. She sets on a pair of Bose device, delightful little device. I have it. I purchased it for myself that has Alexa embedded in. So she has then the possibility of observing. She's not constrained by her personal technology being very, very closed in. So she can look around. And the point is that if you see, there was one part where the user is going to be able to marvel at what's happening around her versus other people that have no idea what's happening around her. So that was a little bit of was supposed to be a strong start. It's been a little bit less than that. So how are we doing with the other videos? Can I expect to have no sound whatsoever?
I think the sound is muted.
Is it mute? No, it's not muted. So let's figure out. So anyway, so let me just try. If you bear with me 30 seconds, well, I know it's kind of unprofessional, but let me try to figure out if this one is a Mac issue. No, I don't have control with that. All right, so let's improvise. Now, why are we doing this? If you had seen or if you have heard, this is pretty cool technology. You have a computer, you speak with it, and she speaks back. She can understand humans. She can naturally have conversations more and more and more. So this is the third law from Sir Arthur Clarke, sci-fi and visionary. And if you get something right that is so fantastically done, it seems like magic. And yeah, do it, try it, do it. You can figure it out. So. Yeah, it's going to be really, really a bummer if I have a couple of videos, especially one I really, really want to show you. So why are we doing this in Amazon? In Amazon, we've seen a few trends that made possible where we are with Alexa today. First and foremost, big data, machine learning. We saw that if we feed the big data to machine learning systems, phenomenal predictions can be done, forecasting, great science behind this that makes things possible. Then the second trend is the cloud. Cloud is what makes this possible. Think about this, virtually unlimited storage, virtually unlimited computing power. So that's what makes possible something as complex, technologically complex as Alexa. And then the third thing, obviously, is the voice is natural. So if you think in terms how important voice is, We use it every day in a number of possible ways, but we also gauge the development of new human beings by how they speak, when they start speaking. So it's something that we had for a very long time. We're pretty good at it. And that's why also it is such a hard and phenomenally challenging problem to get this technology right, because the bar is enormously high. The bar that we gauge this technology is the same one that we gauge when I speak with you. When I speak with you and I hear you, right? So this communication, we're exceptional on. We can understand from our experience, our context, our body language, a number of other things that add to voice. And machines don't have that. So day one of this technology, but very important. And we tried a number of user interfaces throughout the years. We tried text, we tried video, we have obviously web, mobile, and I'm not saying that these are all going to go away magically because voice is here. No, it's not what I'm saying. But voice adds a new layer of naturality. It's natural. And each one of these has represented in the past and is representing today a very large number of opportunities that people can reap commercially, technologically, for good. And this is here now, and you can build. There's a lot of frameworks that you can leverage. Now, as I was mentioning before, great distinction between the personal technology that we have in our hands or in our pockets. It's great, it's very empowering, it's very ours, but we had to learn to use it. We have to a little bit extraneate ourselves, isolate ourselves in social settings. Voice, conversely, it is not, it's the opposite. If I speak, you hear. If you want to hear, that is, right? But the point is that you can actually hear. There is not something that isolates me, something that makes my thoughts and the other people's thoughts very shareable. Now, within Alexa, we made available Alexa in a number of different languages. And the purpose of this slide is that to say that anywhere, any developer in any part of the world can develop for skills in all these markets. So here in Netherlands, let's say that you have some knowledge specific for the Japanese market. You can build. There is actually an Alexa champion that I met last night. He's a Japanese guy that lives in Harlem, and he's developing for both Europe and the Asian market, because he can. Everything is open in that case. But now let's go into the theme that I mentioned earlier. So 635 million people in 2017 are 65 and older. That's a staggering amount, and it's growing. I mean, and these are our parents, our grandparents, are some of us. So we're getting older. We're getting older as people, as a race. And while we get old, which is phenomenal, because if everything goes well, we get old. If everything goes right, we get old, right? But we change. Our body change, our mind change, our social networks do change a lot. So there are unique needs and specific opportunity as well, if you want to think it from a business point of view, that you can reap just to do something about this. Now, let's see if this video is any better.
Play Raglan Road on Spotify.
Resuming Spotify.
I saw her first and the news that her dark.
So let me give you some context here. This is Maura. She's the quality of the video is as such, because this is an actual home video from a phone. She's the grandmother of a friend of mine in Dublin. And the core point of this is that I cannot understand what she says. I cannot understand what she says, but Alexa does. This technology is continually learning to understand humans in a certain point of view, to try to get as much as possible of us. And there is a thing with older adults. They don't bother trying to figure out how is this technology working? How can she understand me so well? Similarly to the beginning of life, to the other side, if you think about like semicircle, there is older adults here, there is younger adults here, and kids, they don't bother trying to think how is this working. They just use it. They just use it. They relate it very quickly, and the engagement is very high. Now, let me give you a couple of examples of what you can build with regards to this experience. Think about social isolation. If you ever had experience with dealing with a person in your family, or maybe not in your family, a friend of yours, older person, that you should be speaking with them, but it's not the right time, right? And so this is if we admit, this is a common problem. Think about making or creating a technology or an experience that enables people to speak to each other when it's convenient for both. Maybe when they are nearby a device, when they're using it for something else. Try to address social isolation. It's a huge deal. So think about well-being. Think about pill reminding. Think about drug reminding. Think about being proactively in, let's see if I give you like a live video folding from this thing. But think about giving the possibility of reminding of important things to an older person living alone. This seems to be trivial matters, but they're not. They could be life or death matter. They could be things that increase. Think about also that there is a phrase I love that I heard a couple of years ago and it stuck with me: cognitive fitness. We know that our cognitive processes change as we age, some of us more, some of us less, but why concentrating on the negative? Let's concentrate instead on the positive. Cognitive fitness. You are fit to begin with. So let's try to remain fit, right? And you potentially, as business owners, as founders, as developers, maybe why not leveraging all the enormous literature there is and research right now to do brain games, things that stimulate memory, and just build it into a device, in a series of devices that are activated just by voice. So you add a layer of naturality to something that does well in this field. Or think about memories. Think about the trove, the very large amount of memories that might get lost if we don't actually speak with older adults. Think about creating development or developing opportunities and experiences to be able to capture all of that, to capture all the treasures that is very important for your family, could be important for others, for as a general knowledge. And you can do this with this technology. Now, I have another video, and I will introduce one of my last points.
Look, Grandpa, I got you the Echo Show. You can ask it to play music or check the weather. Valerie, Valerie. Alexa, at 6 p.m., remind Grandpa your favorite dessert's in the fridge.
Okay, I'll set a reminder.
Alexa, play the song that goes Valerie.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water.
So what's the point here? Let's not forget that as we age, we still want to be silly. So think about entertainment, specific experiences built on these devices that actually allow people to have fun, right? So these are just some of the use cases that hopefully caught your interest here. And with that, I thank you very much, and I would love to see what you guys build. Feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Max. Thank you so much for giving us a little glimpse of the future of voice technology. Now, guys, hands up who has an Alexa at home. Okay, I think I can guess the one question they want to ask you.
Okay.
Does Alexa really listen to every conversation?
Okay, so an easy question right away. But that's great, because I actually welcome the opportunity to speak about this. So the question was, does Alexa, you phrase it, so listens all the time to us? This is a matter of privacy. It's a matter of what's right for customers and what control we want to give back to customers. At Amazon, privacy and trust are everything. It's all based on trust. So what we did, we built several layers of privacy control into these devices. These devices don't stream on the cloud all the time. They need a wake word. So there is 4 wake words: Alexa, Echo, Amazon, or my favorite computer, that you have to use. Otherwise, the device does not wake up. Now, this is the first layer. Second layer, there is a visual feedback that we give when there is a streaming on the cloud. The third layer is that, in my opinion, is extremely important. every customer, as you said you have an Alexa, you can go into the Alexa app. Yeah, I'm picking on you. You can go into the Alexa app and check out everything Alexa heard from you. And then you can delete one, two, some, or all of them. Those are called utterances. And then we hope that you keep it. As a scientist, I hope that these are kept because these are data sets for machine learning. Alexa gets better because all of these are anonymized. And then as a final layer, we do have a mute button that if you don't want even the wake word to be heard. So that's what we've been working on.
I think I might turn mine back on now.
That's great.
Okay, guys, please give it up once again
All
for
right,
Max.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.